What's going on YouTube? It's 3Z Inferno. So today we're going to be talking about, excuse me. We're going to be talking about Pittsburgh Nationals. So Nationals was pretty good. I didn't do as well as I wanted to in the main event, but it was pretty chill. So let's get started. I'll catch you up with Friday. We get there, and there's a pretty decent amount of people in line. Waiting to register. Registration was opening, and I just snaked in the line. There's this guy just running up and down the line, like watching for people cutting, and I was just like, right when he was telling someone else off, I just went in there, and then got past everyone. So it was cool. And then got my 6 mat and everything, and my sleeves. 6 mat's actually pretty nice. I haven't unpacked yet, so we'll leave that. The sleeves just look like last year's sleeves, except red instead of blue. So on the back, so it's pretty cool. Yeah, let's get this started. Round 1, I played a Gemini light beatdown with skill drain main deck, and that's not a very good matchup for me. But he won game 1, and I came back in game 2 and game 3 won. So that was good. Round 2. I played Gravekeeper, and he tribute warning me for game 3, and I was not happy, but that's what happened. So 1-1, and then okay, I did miss something. Round 1. So this was really interesting to start off my day, because round 1, I sit down with you guys know I play WCQ and everything like that. And so round 1, I sit down, and to my left, I see the guy shuffling, and I look at it, and he's shuffling, and it's like sideways. And I see his card, it's like Genix Undyne, and I was like, oh, WCQ. And then, I play, and then I go first, and I summon Undyne, and right when I summon Undyne, I thought I heard like a little echo. So I looked over, and the guy said the same thing. He summoned Genix Undyne. I was like, oh, okay. So right off the bat, there's 2 people already playing my WCQ deck, like to my left and to my right. I was like, that's pretty awesome. And so moving on, round 2, the guy beats me. Okay, 1-1. Then round 3, I sit down, and I'm taking my stuff out. I'm waiting for my opponent, and the guy to my diagonal of me, so sitting across from me and to the right of my opponent, where my opponent would sit. He's shuffling his deck, and I see Birdman, Malicious, and I'm like, oh, that's probably my deck. Well, that's all I saw, but I was like assuming it's my deck. So I looked at him, and I was like, how do you like that deck? And he was like, he looks at me, he's like, I don't really like it. And I'm sort of like, okay. And then right when that happens, my opponent sits down, and then I'm just like, oh, so why are you running the deck if you don't like it? And he's like, well, I was test playing with it, but I didn't have time to change it. And then my opponent looks at me, looks at the deck, and he's like, and he looks down at our slip, I forgot what you call that slip, the one where you sign off. And he was like, aren't you the guy who topped YCS with WCQ? And I was like, yeah. And then it's like, oh, you're Wilson Tsang. I was like, yep. And then right when he says that, the judge comes by, and the judge is like, are you Wilson Tsang? And I was like, yes. And then he's like, okay, follow me. So then we both get up, Jacob, Frederick, and I. We both get up, and we walk over to the feature match tables. And Jason's like, sit down. And I was like, oh, awesome. I was like, 1-1, I get a feature match. I'm like, I would rather have got one later, but it's okay. Like, I don't mind. Jason really want to see my deck. So we're like, alright. Because I did change it up. I did tell him I changed it. So he did ask me before if I wanted coverage, and I was like, yeah, if you want to, that's fine, dude. Like, anytime you want to get me. So this was round 3, and what's really cool at this YCS was there was like a stage set up for the feature matches, like a big stage, and there's 2 tables. You always have 2 feature matches at a time, and there was a TV on the left of the stage and on the right side of the stage, like big screen TVs. So people got to sit, and there was like an audience, so people got to sit there and watch the feature matches, and it was pretty cool. So if you haven't read it, I will post a link to the feature match down below. And that was like an epic game 1, because like I came out of nowhere. I was like in the abyss, like 1,600 life points every time I ended turn. I was in my head, I was like, oh, I lost, let's go to round 2. game 2. But you know, I just came back, Formula Synchro on Pot of Avarice into Junk, and Lone Fire made a Librarian with that, and then you know, shenanigans, and I came back and won. And in game 2 I won too. So this is pretty epic. Jacob was a really cool guy. I'm trying to get to, find him so that I can ask his friend to send me the video, because his friend recorded the duel on the big screen. So I really want to actually put that up. So yep. Then after round 3, I'm walking around training people, and then I start training with this group of guys and this girl, and they're like, and I talked to them, and then they actually watched my videos, which is really cool. I had a lot of people like tell me, like just come up to me randomly and just say like they watch my videos and they really like it and stuff like that. So that's really cool. I really enjoyed that. I guess publicity. And so I was talking to the guys, and we were trading and stuff, and then he's like a really big fan. He like hooked me up. I feel so bad because I forgot his name. If you see this video, please Facebook inbox me, and I'll put your name up here in a speech bubble or something, because I am really bad with names, but faces I'm so good at. So he traded me I traded him DT Snipe Hunter for Ulti Silva, which I really want to run. So that was really nice of him. And later his girlfriend comes up to me, and like when they were after I finished trading with him, and his girlfriend comes up to me, and she asked me to autograph this thing for him, because he's like a really big fan. So when you hear this or you watch this video, send me a message and I will put your name up here in this speech bubble. So yeah, my first autograph, that was really legit, pretty cool. But let's not talk about me anymore. So round 4, I played Samurai and I 2-0'd him. That was pretty good. Round 5, okay, so like he drew the nuts on me twice. Round 1, or he nutted me once, he sacked me twice another time. So game 1, I summoned Tengu and N-turn. He goes, his hand is Debris, double Debris, triple Limit Reverse, and a Foolish Burial. So he goes Foolish Burial, Dandelion, Debris, Trishula, remove, set 2, and I'm like, okay, draw, T-set. I mean, I'd set 2, and 2 back rows and a monster, and then turn Tengu to defense. And then he goes, draw, summon Debris Dragon. I'm like, okay. He goes, activate effect, and I go, Book of Moon Debris. I was like, okay. Limit Reverse, Debris Dragon. I'm like, Space Typhoon? He's like, okay. Limit Reverse, Debris Dragon. I was like, no way, like, are you serious? And, you know, so then he goes, Scrap Dragon, pop, and he sets another back, attacks, pop, sets a back row. And I go, draw, T-set, and turn. He goes, draw, Scrap Dragon, pop, Limit Reverse. I'm like, you got it. Like, you know, in game 2, I scrape him, like, you know, there's no coming back. And then game 3, he starts off with a pretty good hand, and then, like, he has, like, 3 cards in hand, but he sets up with, like, a Lone Fire or something. And I go, okay. Then I come back, and then I make a Stardust Brio. I think I don't remember. There was something else on the field, and a token and a Mirror Force set. And he goes, draw. Top deck's Mind Control, and he has 3 other cards in hand. Top deck's Mind Control. Mind Controls my Brio, bounces my Stardust with Glow Up Bulb, bounces my Mirror Force first with Glow Up Bulb, bounces my Stardust with a Level Eater, and then he just like goes off, and I'm like, are you serious? Like, this is ridiculous. Like, he just top decked that so, you know, whatever, stuff happens. So I'm X2 after 5, and I'm like, okay, you know, not too happy, but you know, keep playing. I can do it. I was like, if I can go 10-0 at YCS Rhode Island, I can keep going. Round 6, I played a mirror match. The guy, so I see the guy's deck to my left, because I got there a minute late. So the guy to my left already started. So he's playing Water Synchro versus a plant guy. And the Water Synchro guy is, I'm like talking to him. I was like, so how you like that? He's like, oh, I love this deck. This is amazing. And then he was like, and then he knows that I run it. Like, he saw me. He was like, so did you still running this? And I was like, yeah, I am. And then the guy across from me sits down, or he's already sitting, and he was like, dude, I'm running that thing too. I was like, so I'm playing a mirror match, Water Synchro versus Water Synchro. and it was pretty cool. He was playing the old version, like card for card, and I was playing my new version, and the new version is superior, way superior to the old version. I will be posting up a deck list about the new version soon, tomorrow probably. So, I beat him, and then his dad comes by and talks to him. He's like, "Oh, are you winning?" And he was like, "No, Dad, I'm playing the guy who made this deck." And I was just like, "Yeah, that's me, I guess." It's pretty cool. A lot of people know about my deck, and then so I beat him, and then round 7 I played a Gravekeeper. We went to 3 games, but I ended up beating him. And then round 8. So this is pretty. I wasn't very happy at this situation, but I guess I'm over it now. But I'll talk about it. I'm still a little steamed when I talk about it, but this is what happened. So round 8, I played this plant guy, and he recognized me. He's like, "Oh, aren't you that water singer guy?" I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Okay, cool." So we start playing, and I open up, not very good, double Treeborn, a Fishborg, and some random cards. I'm like, all right, whatever. Set Treeborn, and a Giant Trunade, and I like set Treeborn, end turn. He goes draw, looks at his hand. He's like, okay, Lone Fire, Dandelion. I was like, okay. It's like he probably has some shenanigans. But then he goes set 5 back row, end turn. I'm like, set 5 back row. I was like, well, that's not good. I was like, okay, and I go draw, set Fishborg, end turn. He goes draw, pass. So I draw, and I okay, I drew a Tengu. Okay, let's try something. So I was like, Giant Trunade. He goes, Solemn Judgment. I'm like, okay, Solemn. Summon Tengu. He's like, oh, no, I go, flip Fishborg, flip Treeborn, make a formula. He's like, that's fine. And I summon Tengu. He warnings it. I'm like, okay. So he got 2,000. And then, I beat him because I just get past him because he only has 2,000. So then I end up beating him game 1. So then I try to talk to him in between the games, and he's just like, stop. I was like, huh? And he was like, I drew 5 traps first turn. Don't do that next time. And I looked at him. I was like, what? And later I found out those traps were Solemn Judgment, Mirror Force, Warning, and Dust Tornado. And he's telling me that he basically accused me of stacking him. So I was like, are you serious? Like that's, I was okay, whatever. And I put it past me. Because I don't think about those things during a game. So round 2, game 2 beats me. In game 3, he's like beating me, and I start thinking about what he said. I'm just like, this is ridiculous. I can't believe he thought this. So after he beats me game 3, so I X3, so I just drop round 8. But I was like, right after he beats me, I normally shake people's hand, but the first thing I said to him was like, I don't know how to stack. I don't cheat. And then he's like, oh, but you topped YCS Rhode Island undefeated and stuff like that. And he said, oh, when I got stacked round 3 and blah 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 blah. Look, there's a difference between drawing a bad hand, which he did not draw a bad hand. He drew a warning, Solemn Judgment, Mirror Force, and a Dust Tornado. The only bad thing about that is I Giant Trunaded him and he had to Solemn, so we can only use 1 warning. If that's cheating, I don't know, man. And he drew a Lone Fire too. I asked everybody, and no one person said that was a bad hand. Only one person said anything about being a bad hand, and he said that's only a bad hand if you go second against Samurai. And I still can't say that's stacking, which is true, exactly true. All I do was set Treeborn. I didn't even go off, so I was pretty upset at that. And the one thing I was upset about was he kept talking about it, even though he beat me. If I beat you, yeah, sure, you can talk, whatever. You might have your you might think, okay, whatever, I'll let that go. But he beat me, and yet he still keeps talking, and I was just like, yeah, so I was pretty frustrated at that. Well, whatever, I'm past it now, so, sort of, I guess, I'm past it. So, the only thing is because I hate when I lose my credibility, and statements like that, stupid statements like that, from someone who, why would you say something like that? You already beat me. That's enough. But yeah. So oh, and one last thing. So that's all I have for that rant. So that was it. It was a fun trip. That was my video log about my matches. Another cool first, I guess. I'm the first person to be used Synchro summon. If you read my round 3 feature match, it says Synchro. SINK-HRO summon, which is pretty legit, I think. It's a pretty cool nickname. Not like Reborn something or something reborn for Tengu. But anyway, tomorrow I'll put up a video about my deck list, and we'll discuss it tomorrow. Alright, 3Z Inferno signing out.